Kia ora, my name is Kyle Foster, coming from Blenheim in the sunny Marlborough district of New Zealand. I'm 33 years of age. I've got a fiance and a beautiful little 13-month-old daughter, and it's currently Father's Day over here in New Zealand, so I got spoilt this morning. I'm looking forward to putting myself forward as an applicant to become the S&C for the newly established Dallas Jackals team in the up and coming exciting Major League Rugby competition. It is talked about quite a bit over here in New Zealand. So what I think the role of the S&C does in a sports team is the obvious one is improving specific components of fitness, so that athletes can perform to the best of their ability when it comes to game time. And on top of that, it's doing things at the right time so that each game day athletes can perform at an optimal level. They're feeling well, the team's fizzing, and they put on a good performance on the weekend or whenever you play. Additionally, using all your available resources and technology to advantage the team. So for instance, using GPS to interpret data correctly, interpret internal and external load of the players so that you can adequately train them and recover properly so that the next game day they're performing just as good, if not better. On top of this, because there's a lot of travelling within domestic competitions, is problem solving. Sometimes you get to a place and it's not always what you thought it was going to be, and you don't have the available resources or facilities that you'd hope for. So a little bit of problem solving so that you can still achieve the same aim with limited or less resources there. And on top of that, it's trying to keep the morale up high and the confidence in the boys that you're going to do the very best for them. Additionally, a bit of planning involved, obviously, for the S&C. It's the programming, which is the big part of the planning, but also getting in with the planning of the coaches so that each training session the lads are managing their load adequately, so they're not getting flogged each day with too much on-feet training, high training load. And also on top of this, planning with the physios, doctors, with guys who are just coming off injury or just need a little bit more care and management, and dietitian as well, so that the lads are getting the correct nutritional value out of their food. And how I think the S&C varies in rugby compared to other sports. Well, comparing it to soccer or football in the rest of the world, I think football is more of an aerobic capacity sort of game with the anaerobic and speed component in there, and obviously a bit of agility. But with rugby, because of the amount of collisions involved, there's a lot more emphasis on that strength, power, the ability to do that repetitively, so the muscular endurance, anaerobic, aerobic conditioning. So a lot more components of fitness required for rugby players, and it's a little bit different as well for each positional requirement. For instance, props do a lot less running, however they're involved in the huge collisions of the scrums, and a lot more tackling, getting in on the rucks and the mauls, a lot more physical work than, let's say, the wingers, who require a lot more explosive power and speed. On top of that, compared to a lot more sports, the collision rate is quite high. The internal load and external load, players are required to play a full 80 minutes for some if they start and play a full game, and the physical demands for that is quite a lot. So a lot of emphasis is placed on the recovery. And for those guys who get 20 minutes or less, you may want to top them up a little bit more so they get that physical conditioning than the guy comparing to the guys who played 60 to 80 minutes. What I also think is a little bit different for rugby is that it is quite a newly professional game compared to a lot of other sport. So it is continually developing in terms of gameplay and the way that we train our athletes. and why I'd love to join the pack. Well, I don't really know a lot about Major League Rugby or the United States. However, I do know that Dallas has a big sporting city with the likes of the Stars, the Cowboys, and the Mavericks all coming from there. So there obviously is some great facilities there and some amazing athletes that come out of Dallas. Um, and being a new team, it's always exciting. You're always going in as the underdogs, as a new team into into a competition. Therefore, there's less expectation to perform well, which leaves more room for enjoyment, um, which is always good to see. Everyone enjoying themselves, and anything over and above that is just an extra bonus. Um, Additionally, USA are seen as the sort of leaders in the strength and conditioning world. So I think for myself, it'll be a great opportunity to learn and develop my skills and really add value to the Major League Rugby. Um, Additionally, being in a new country, it'll be an opportunity to learn about the culture that the United States has and really ingrain myself and my family into that culture. Looking forward to hearing back from you. And yeah, have a great day or night, whatever time it is over there.